right, my beautiful ignited souls. Now I want to present a little bit more information on the videos that I have been doing on number 14 and made reference to Pope Francis as well. And basically it's all around what's happening in our world today. But when we do get the and understand the scriptures in the sense of numerical messages that we are getting through them, they tend to kind of help us to understand that this is almost inevitable. Change is happening and it had been written, like we've always learned. Wow, I'm just looking at the name Francis on there. It's just like I say, like a woman ready to birth, and just has to happen. Because this 2020, basically 20 had its vibration, like even the year 2000 or so, we could say that was a two that had a well, it had seemed that it was catastrophic for a lot of people. We were preparing for major stuff, but this 2020, this vibration is more intense, and it means that, as I say, things are inevitable. I have shown how the correlations with the number 14 and Pope Francis meshes very well with Mother Eve, meaning it's the number 5 with Christ. Um, and I have had a list of pivotal information or phrases that connects all of this story very beautifully, in a sense that the puzzle pieces are really in place. So I also want to make reference to the number 5 in the sense of that were given 5 fruits, not well, fruits or talents or gifts. So basically, if I have the reference here, when God blessed them, they didn't say Adam and Eve, and God blessed them, he said unto them, or God said unto them, this is it, God said unto them. We have to be mindful of where we say he or said, because we are talking about the 14 gods here, and it's God said. So this is how I understood that there were the 14 gods. So if it said, and God created, that's the created God, and God saw, that's the saw God. Now the saw God was very busy, always in dividing things. So the first thing that God when God said, meaning the said God, the God of words, the God of wisdom, let there be light, and there was light. The next God that followed was the saw God, meaning the light then was already in motion of being divided. So when God saw the light, yes, that it was good, and God divided. So basically, you can see the word divided follows the saw God, and the divided God follows. So basically, if you saw something, you also divide it. And so these are God's here. And so back to the 5, the number 5 here is also showing that it says, this is where the said God said, be fruitful. This is one. Multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, and have dominion. So there were 5 major commands, which were seen as gifts. I perceive them as gifts as well. This is what we are meant to be doing. And this, what is happening in the world today, should really get our attention, pivoting to these 5 tablets, if you like, of commands, like it were with Moses. So these were the 5 things. Then we also have another five, the five gods that were in Genesis of chapter 2, I believe, which is the ended God, the formed God, the caused God, the breathed God, and the planted God. So basically, a lot of things, and this is again saying that there were two sets of creation. Now, what I really want to point out in this video is the significance of the number 20. So the number 20, of course, when we do the numerical value for the word 20, it equals 8. Let's just do this. Twenty. Now we see Mother Eve is here with all these fives, and here 7, 2. So this is 15, this is 17, this is 25, 26, okay, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 24, 25, 26. So 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay, now this is what happened when Eve ate. Okay, ate. Let's just do it this way. Is 1, 2, 5. And this equals 8. And this was the start of what has brought all these things about. So the word 20, or the number 20, is a number of phenomenal change in the sense that it is foundational. If I do write the word foundation, Foundation, this is 22. Just trust me on this because I'm trying to just put a lot of information in here. So this is 6, 6, 3, 5, 4, 1. And this is already 22. So this is 4. This is 5 and 9. This is 14, 17, 23, 29. 2 plus 9 is 11. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So we can see how 2 is foundational. So basically 2 as the 20 when we say 20. Okay. It is also the word rock, R-O-C-K, is 9, 6, 3, 2. This is 5. This is 15. So this is 20. We can see that 20 is rock. It's like, although it's foundation, it's a rock. It's basically like when you plant something and it's south, it goes south because everything is like going south right now. Okay, so 1, 6, 3, 2, 8, 10, and 19, 20. So we can see this is 20. Now, to really draw your attention to what's happening today and to seeing the correlation with what is happening in this 2020 year. And basically the year is really what is being focused on. Yes, the other dates are very pinnacle, like we have seen. I have done the videos on 14th of May 2020 where Pope Francis is meant to sign this pact. Okay, so basically in Genesis of chapter 1 verse 20 is revealing to us the pattern that has been going. Basically, we are just in cycles. And in 20, it says, and God said, which is the said God again, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth and in the open firmament of the heavens. So we can see in this reading here, this is when life really happens, you could say, in abundant creatures coming out of the waters. So let the waters, and when Mother Eve spoke, we know this is what happened. Let the waters bring forth abundantly, abundantly the moving creatures, meaning there was life there. That which have life in basically life, the word life, Life, is 3965. This is 23. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Everything, remember, this is another thing, that when God created whatever it is, he saw everything that he had or he made, he saw it was good. So basically the word good is 5, and the word everything, Mother Eve, is in everything. So basically everything is of Mother Eve. When you do the you check the meaning of Eve, it says that it is that which was before any event takes place or any event happens, that which is. So basically, why have we been taught to disregard Mother Eve, that represents Mother Earth? And so we are seeing that I believe a lot of what we are experiencing right now is that we have not honored the earth, we have not respected the divine feminine. And so this is what we are called to do. And this is now basically um, really bringing home to us the message that we need to be acting on. So, as well, this is coinciding. Mother Eve and the story of Christ is really one and the same. It's really the same vibration, number 5. So, yeah, what I also want to point out is that for the fruits or commands or gifts that were given, back to this, sorry, I'm going back and forth, is that these numbers, the number of letters altogether is 38. Now, 38 corresponds with 38 hair. It's really amazing that 38 letters correspond to the 38 of the 5 gods. These 5 gods here. So there is a strong correlation here. And I'm believing that this, which I will double check, the ended God, these are the ended God, the formed God, the cursed God, the breathed God, and the planted God. Those letters, though, add up to 32 letters, which is 5. 32, of course, corresponds with Christ. So this is why I'm going back and forth with the numbers as well. And although I really want to concentrate more on 20, so basically the fruits, bear with me that I go back and forth. To be fruitful, to multiply, to replenish, to subdue, and have dominion. These 5 gifts that were given when doing the numerical value. Okay, perhaps I should just do it on here so you can see. So, fruitful. I did this already, is 41. And multiply, multiply equals 38. Okay, and replenish equals 52. So 52 is 7. I'll just do it this way. So this is 11 and this is 7. I'm just minimizing the or taking it down, the numerical. Replenish, subdue, subdue, DUE, equals 5, and dominion, have dominion, equals 48. So 48, 4 plus 8 is 12. 12 plus 1 plus 2 is 3. So this is 8. This is 17 and 5. 17 plus 5 is 32, and 32, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So it's 27 and not 28. Okay, this is, let's, okay, I've got to do this. Yeah, so this is 8 plus 7. Okay, 16. Let's do this 2, make things simpler. Okay, so this is 17, and these are, oh, because I'm mixing this up. Okay, this is, has no business here. Okay, all right. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I thought it was, 20. So this is very pinnacle, because we are talking about 2 the year 2020. Oh, I've got to check this again, because this is really something. 5, subdue is 5, replenish is 7, and multiply is 11, which is 2, and fruitful is, yeah. So I have checked this, and so 8, so that's 10, 15, 20, 22. So this is even more profound than I actually thought, because it's, I was looking at the year 2020 and thinking, okay, it's the 20. So here we see that this is, it's like this, this 2020 has now matched to this 22 here. This 22 vibration has matched to this here, and it is just come to fruition. Now is the time, you could say, of taking dominion, or, and they subdue, because now we have gone through that, we are being subdued by this quarantine that we are experiencing, and dominion. Now we can see that the vibration for dominion, or numerical vibration, is 3. And 3, of course, coincides with divide right here. So basically that's where we're at, and all this is happening to bring about this 22, or to really, this is really, it's kind of moved me a bit, because I really thought it was just 20. Okay, as I have done, but it's 20 is 2, or 20 is 2, sorry, like I did rock. So basically the 22 is really that double vibration that we are getting right now, and that's why things seem very catastrophic, because 2 is like, it's ready to, it's seeking its partner, and partnership and agreement, and that's why we have all these agreements are coming up, and things are being put in place. So this reformation, I call it, or new life. This is where and why Mother Eve had been calling us home and saying, you know, come back home, because we need to learn how to honor the divine feminine, to get that nurturing and spiritual immunity that is necessary for us to go through, or endure what is taking place right now. Okay, so as I said before, I found it very peculiar in a sense that these the fruits that I have just mentioned here, the letters actually come to 38. 38. 3 plus 8 is 11. So you can see we also have this 11. These are being reflected here again. All these fruits are being reflected here. This is where we're at, and this 11. And also the gods, their values here are also reflected. Hope you can see this. Just tilt the camera a little bit more. Yeah, so 38 is being reflected here as well, and that is the total value of the 5 gods of the second of Genesis of chapter 2. Okay, so yeah, there's something else I really wanted to point out, that we see that it is on chapter on 1 verse 20. We have seen that there has been this big movement where the birds fly, and now we have reports as well that the animals coming in the city, and we see a lot of strange things are happening now. So this is what is happening on this 20. So the number 20 also coincides with there was so much that, yeah. So the number 20 also coincides with the word seasons, where God said in chapter 1 as well, that things should be for, or the division, let's see, for the seasons and for years. So for days and years, for signs and seasons. So we are in signs and seasons for its number 5 and number 20, or number 5 and 2, and we can see 5 and 2 equals 7, and that's again showing when the partnership of the gods come into motion, that also is 20, or sorry, that is also 7. But when we write the word 7, that gives us 20. So basically all the gods are showing up now, we could say. So the 2 sets of gods are showing up. So the word 7, and of course Mother Eve is in the middle. So we have 1, 5, 4, 5, 5. Adding this together is 20. So we can see how 20 and 7 is that. So here, for instance, where the soaring, because this is the foundation, and the soul God cutting the 7s together gives us 2 sets of 7. We see the 7 equals 20. Then this is divided. This is more explaining that other layer of creation. And also coming from this section here, we then go back into, it's like we are in a 0 and we are going back to 1. The word 1 equals 7. So we can see how we get there. This is on the called God. This is where things are being called renewed. So this is a new creation, and things are being called differently. Names are being changed. Basically, we'll be introduced to things that we had not really used or seen before, and so we are calling things. Now, I have to do a video on the word calling, or the called God, because I feel we all have been very instrumental in what has been happening by calling out names or things or gods or entities without thinking what we are doing. So basically, like in the in Revelations, for instance, we have so many people talking about this mark mark of the beast and so on. And the more we are talking about this, even in we think we are protesting, but we are, I've heard people on Christians who are talking about this, and this is what is going to happen. This is what is going to happen. And we're going to have you know, they are spelling out the exact thing they do not want, but they are calling it. They are calling it. And I have to make a video basically on that subject altogether. Okay, so basically this 20 here is that we have this new creature, or new things are coming out from the waters. The waters is the words we are speaking things into being. And then this brings out, reflects the second, it's also reflecting the second chapter of the new creation, because there were two creations. So basically we are being, it's a new world. We can't really get away from what is happening. We need to kind of know where we fit, where we stand. And that's why I think it is also very important for people to know where they are in this, among these 14 gods. Which other god are you going to be working with or partnering with? So for instance, we have the moved god and the made god and the ended god, which seem to reflect all of Mother Eve as well. All the gods are reflecting, because Mother Eve is just, it's a serpent. She changes her skin. And that's what is important for us to understand. So basically, where are we fitting in? And this is where I feel Pope Francis is acting, should I say acting? I did the numerical value as well for the his date of birth, which is 3. And of course, we see that all the other numbers for 14th of May is all reflecting here. Okay, I'm going to leave this video at this point. I could hear my voice, and it's really crazy hours in the morning when everyone's asleep, and but I'm enjoying this anyway. I hope you have found something in this, and I hope it sort of gives you a degree of peace, and knowing that this is the template, or we need to be working by, while other people are doing their template. We need to be understanding what is it we are meant to do, be, or have, to create, to be fruitful, to multiply, to subdue, and have dominion. We need to be tapping into this information. And I also feel that this is coinciding with this 5 gods here as well. Not I feel, it is. So I will do another video where I'm going to show how the gods are connecting. But as we can see, that the pattern is really clear. It's like an open book. And there are 2 cycles, 2 sets of creation being reflected. Some people are going to go to the left and some going to go to the right. That's how I feel. But I feel there's a concentration part here. I also want to reflect a lot on this side of the template, where I wasn't permitted to really manipulate these numbers here, which is 5, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers or letters. I wasn't able to manipulate here. So it'll be interesting to see. Oh, but it's 11. It's 11 letters. So this is like something we really can't get away from. Okay, we'll talk about this another time. Thank you. Do stay ignited. If you like this video, please share and give us a like.